I already applied my foundation. I'm just going to move right into the content of the video. So today I'm going to be using my Dermablend cover cream in the color golden brown to highlight my face today. The reason why I'm not going too bright color is because you want to build up to the color. You don't want to go from your skin tone to this because it will look ashy. You want to minimize the amount of products that you have to use by build up to the intensity that you want, and most times you'll find that depending on the powders that you use, you won't need to use a really bright concealer because again, that's just too much product. So I am applying this to the high points of my face. I'm not taking this directly right under my eye. Well, one, because I have on shadow, and secondly because too much product here right under the eye when I go to like smoke out my lower lash line, things like that, and also it's kind of too starky. So what I do to keep it looking natural, I leave the bags of my eyes untouched by the initial like pressing of the concealer into my skin before I blend it, and then when I blend it out and up. I'm not going to take this all the way up. This is not a part that we want to highlight here, so putting the highlight all the way up here, we would have to blend it and the highlight would go all the way here, and then we're placing a contour shade to make it look deeper when we could have just stopped where we needed and then blended up, and then it'll have more of a natural effect and it'll stop exactly where you want it. Now I've just set with my powder. As you can tell, this is an orange translucent powder. The reason why I use orange instead of white as a dark skin girl is because white translucent powder does leave a cast. It is not translucent on me and it just looks like I have baby powder all over my face. So that's a no-no. But right now, while we are baking, shall I say, I'm going to use my contour brush, and I'm going to be using with the shade Blunt. First I go in with the brown on the areas of my face where I'm going to contour a little bit deeper. I used a cranberry shade called Sketch. So just the normal places, I just go along my cheekbones, under my jawline, and on my forehead as well. Not taking that down too far, not too harsh on the forehead, just because it can get muddy with our skin tones. So I'm just going to finish contouring off camera, and then I'm going to come back and show you how I contour. Okay, so while I am still baking, I like to take the excess on my brush, pinch, and this is in the brown shade Blunt, and I will just run this along the sides of my nose. Nothing too harsh. Even the hint of a shadow with this brown really makes all the difference. Then I go in with this deeper shade Sketch, and I like to take this along the bottom of my cheekbones just to give myself a little bit more definition. And then I'll show you my next trick for super sculpted cheekbones without adding any more product. So if you haven't guessed already, my little tip is to bake right under the contour. So I just place a pretty curved line in the shape of my cheeks right underneath, making sure it stays pretty straight and even on both sides. I won't let this sit for too long just because I don't want it to be too strong, but even just a few minutes while I dust off the rest does the trick. To dust everything off, I take a dense brush. The reason why I use dense is because I feel like it gets more of that powder off and it leaves a bit of a more of a skin-like finish. So I like to use a dense brush just to really buff it in while I buff it out. So I'm just going to take off everything, and then lastly my cheek bake, and then I will come. So today I'm using Global Glow by MAC. This is the first highlighter by MAC I ever picked up, and I kid you not, I was in love. If you're not sure about like what the hell I'm doing right now, I'm just taking this. I don't have any extra on my brush right now. I'm just blending what I have. A pretty dense fan brush. This one is for blush, but I like to use this to rest on my cheeks while I do my highlight. Kind of like fan brush accent. And I put this right above my cheeks. This side gets a little awkward, but to get it in that exact shape, I kind of just put my arm above me. Make sure you tap off the excess as well. And I get my cheekbone, and I just kind of blend it down a little bit just so the highlight is just not focused completely on one spot. Same brush and a little bit more product right on the front, smack dab in the front of your chin, and I highlight there as well. And I just like to take a little bit and just dust that, and then wherever else the light hits naturally, I'm gonna go with a plumping MAC gloss. This one is in Full For You. It's just a kind of sheer pink with a little bit of glitter. I really hope you enjoyed my highlight contour routine, and thanks for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.